Nobody wants to see.
Hey, people are into all sorts of weird stuff, man. We don't kink shame. Maybe you do, but I don't. You know.
Good evening, everybody. I am Kevin McLaughlin, and this is the Riffs and
Rhythms podcast, and I'm Paul Robertson. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. What's going on, Paul?
You know what? I know we tape, okay, so let's just say, okay, this is a big show, right? And if you're following along, yes, this is episode 52. And what does 52 mean?
1 year?
That's right. So thanks again for tuning in. I can't believe we haven't killed each other over the course of the period there, right, is our little bantering and so forth. But this is a celebration episode.
Yes. Welcome to part one of our first anniversary episode.
That's right. Yeah. Where's the Dino's not there. We've lost people along the way in this journey over the last year.
We lost our cue card girl, and we lost Dino.
Yeah, so we got a lot to cover here, but before we get into this, let's go ahead and let's celebrate a little bit here. So let's go ahead and
since you're the rum influencer, let's do a shot of rum.
That's right. Here we go. So we're gonna do a little shot of rum here, and then this is a Florida rum here. It's called Knox and Dunn. Our good friends over there. So again, I think you've probably heard us talk a lot about in the previous episodes here about our festival coming up here. So if you haven't got your tickets already, you still got time, okay? So get in board, and you can see a lot of great Florida bands. So we got a Florida rum. So cheers, brother.
Cheers. Happy anniversary of the Riffs and Rhythms podcast.
Right. Cheers. Straight barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. So, yeah, it's amazing here, folks. Again, this idea, we've talked many times about this idea, Kevin and I getting together, doing an episode, this theme, what has evolved. The show's evolved a lot.
It has evolved a lot. It started with a phone call from Vegas.
I need money. I mortgaged my house. I need Kevin, send me cash.
Yeah, and I said, no, I got a better idea. Let's start a podcast. No, that's not what happened. So you called me up and you said,
hey, I've got an idea. I said I was taking a break from the other show, Drums and Rums. I took a little family trip, and then I said, you know what? I think I'm really wanting a co-host. I think I'm ready to expand into not being a solo person anymore in podcast space. And I said, but I have a different idea and take a different direction. And I called you and I said, hey, what about this? Would you like to do a podcast? And you're like, yeah, okay, let me think about it. And then a few days later, it was like epiphany. I was walking through the Mandalay Bay Hotel, and there was a lounge called Rhythms and Riffs. And I called him. I said, all right, I got the name. And it's perfect. And then he said, no, let's make it Riffs and Rhythms.
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue much better, Riffs and Rhythms.
But if you've seen the previous episode recently, I can't even say See, I can't even say it now. So
he's rhythm challenged.
Rhythmly challenged, though. But
he can play it, but he can't say it.
That's right. So 52 episodes here. That's most bands don't even last that long. Most relationships don't last that long.
Not in Hollywood.
And we're definitely, getting together. And like I said, the show's evolved. It's interesting to think back. And what we're going to do in this episode here is do a little recap of the last year, the guests we've had on. We're going to watch a couple of the clips that we've put together out on social media. So, again, if you're not already following on social media, Instagram, YouTube, yes.
Are we on the TikTok?
We are. I've kind of fallen off a little bit.
Okay, so we have the TikToking, we've got the Instagramming, and the Facebooking.
That's right. So if you follow us on, and a Patreon, we have a
Patreon. Yep.
We do, right?
That's extra though.
Yes, that's extra. So if you want to see us TikTok twerk on Patreon, go ahead and sign up for $5.
No, we want people to actually log on there. Nobody wants to see.
Hey, people are into all sorts of weird stuff, man. We don't kink shame. Maybe you do, but I don't. So anyway, so a year later,
we should have a twerking contest on there. That would be fun.
Maybe we can do that at the festival.
There we go. That sounds like an interesting thing. A twerking contest.
There goes the family event.
No, nobody wants to do that. Well, yeah, it's a family.
Mom, why are you up on the stage shaking your booty? Like, yeah, we got a bar tab.
Hey, we're brainstorming here.
Yes, that's right.
There's no discrimination on
That's how we
ideas.
do. We just throw shit against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
That's exactly. So we're going to recap the first half of the year over the last year, and then we're going to go through all.
We can even do some behind the scenes. Like we did a few test filmings before we even started.
Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, the very first episode. Let's sit down and go see how this flows and what it was like. And I met up Kevin at the first at one of your gigs. Afterwards, we went to where was that place? Jensen Beach, right? It was like some.
Well, I was thinking about Carson's and Blue Point.
Maybe is that what it is, Carson's? We're in the little dark alley there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the idea was to sit down and do it at a bar because what could be more convenient when you're drinking, but it didn't work because it was too noisy.
Right.
Even though we were in an alley where everybody was inside and we were outside, it was still too noisy.
Where you normally would find us anyway, but yeah, it didn't work out for podcasting purposes though.
Yeah, there was frogs in there and stuff.
Yep. And then we did Blue Point, which is an outdoor bar here in Jupiter with a pool and great. I think the video was great, but
It was great, but lots of wind noise. Yeah.
so and
We even got our server to participate in the.
that's right. And
Podcast.
so we have a lot of video that's never gone anywhere. So maybe
Yeah,
that's the stuff
that's-
we should be putting up on Patreon. Actually,
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
all the
behind the scenes for a reason.
yes.
Channel.
That's why it's never been released because the quality isn't as great. It's like it sounded great while we were taping it, but wow, it came out like shit. So, but,
Right. Well, you gotta you do some experiments, a little sound check,
Yeah.
video check.
yeah. So yeah, I can't believe it. September of last year, started this off just with the idea during the summer. Got sit down and started taping it, and then we have the studio here. And you guys know the story if you watch this for the whole journey, or go back and find the episodes. It all started off. Kevin and I met through Brad Brock, again, partner podcast here on the B3 Podcast Network. There's Jams and Cocktails. Check it out. So we're actually taping on one of his live stream nights. So sorry, Brad, that we were filming on one of your nights there. So we'll try to tune in here soon once we wrap up here, maybe, if we don't drink too much. So
And then, of course, we added our third host,
that's right. Yes.
Stonewall
Yeah.
Jackson.
He is the best host because he does not talk back.
Yes, he's ever present,
He's yeah.
large and in charge, but silent.
Do you smell what the Jackson is cooking?
He's going down a rocky road.
Yeah,
right
well,
now.
The Rock. Come on. Yeah, never mind. Sometimes he doesn't get the jokes. So anyway,
If they're funny, I'll laugh. I promise.
see, he's laughing. He thought it was funny, but he was telling me that it wasn't funny. So, which actually was funny. So anyway, so we'll go into some of those things here. Those episodes, we're going to replay a couple shorts from our social media stuff, talk about some of the things, some interesting things that kind of spurs up the memory, and we're going to go ahead should we first start with something a little different here? So
We are going to do a special anniversary cocktail.
that's right. So we went to the interwebs, we went to the experts to say, hey, we want to have our own riffs and rhythms cocktail. And this is what we've come up with. So we're going to go through. And so,
Hopefully it tastes good.
yeah, I have no idea how this is going to work out. So we'll see what happens here. So, all right. So this does involve a little bit of mixing some things here.
Yes, item number 1 in the recipe is a glass.
Glass.
Not a plastic, not a solo cup. A glass.
All right. So I don't have this committed to memory here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get these things out of here. So, all right. So let's go ahead and slide this guy over here.
So, Paul, being the rimfluencer, I elected him to make the drink. Do we have a corkscrew to get this open?
You don't need a corkscrew.
Oh, no, it's got a... Okay, I see. It's got a clear top, and it looked like it was plugged like a cork.
That's right. So all right. So we got a couple products here. We want to definitely give a shout out here to our good friends at House of Wine, Beer, and Spirits. They both carry these products here. These are the two main ingredients that go into this drink is white rum and bourbon. So we have finally, look what finally made it to the podcast here. We've only been talking about it how long?
I just realized that spells Haubs.
House.
The House of Wine, Beer, Spirits.
All right.
Oh, no, Haubus. Beer and Spirits. Haubus. Haubus for short. Yes, they take good care of us down there.
That's right. So, all right. So, what's in this is 1 ounce of bourbon, 1 ounce of white rum, a half an ounce of fresh lemon juice, a half an ounce of ginger syrup, half an ounce of amaretto, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, and a lemon twist for garnish. Well, we're not that bougie to be doing garnishes. So, until we can get like a bartender or something like that. So, in a shaker, combine the bourbon, white rum, lemon juice, simple syrup, amaretto, and bitters. Shake well with ice until chilled. Strain into a glass and garnish. All right, so should be pretty straightforward, I guess. So again, 1986 is a white rum here that House of Wine, Beer, and Spirits here in South carries in South Florida. So go check it out on your places, clubs, restaurants, bars, etc. And then also new to Florida, you've been hearing us talk about this product for the last probably at least month at this point.
Yeah.
That we've been talking about good fucking bourbon. Again, great products, catchy. Everyone loves the whole branding aspect.
Very popular with church groups.
Yes, so it's Father Flanagan loves his good fucking bourbon. So
Not.
no, not so. All
All
right,
people are looking anyway.
all right. So we're gonna go through here,
Father Flanagan, straight to the Irish jokes he goes. What the hell?
and he's getting offended, right?
Nothing more stereotypical than the drunk Irish pastor, right?
That's right. So hey, while I'm doing this here, tell me about what you've been up to, because I peep your socials, and you've been up to some stuff here lately here.
I actually, somebody said that to me today. Like, you got a lot of stuff going on, and I do.
I'll spoil the secret. Kevin's been doing something with some modeling, hand modeling, I think.
Yeah, I'm learning Chinese in preparation for the invasion. No, it's just so I can buy cheap toys. Wait, where were we?
What have you been up to?
Oh, okay. Well, where do I even start? Well, we could go with this sign that's right above my head. I'm really excited. I am. It's not because the world has been asking me to do it, but it's just because I've decided it's time. It's about time to try to work out of my comfort zone, or my normal place to perform is in nightclubs and bars and festivals. And I'm attempting to branch out into the arena of paid concerts. And so we're having our very first one. It's called, we're the first one in the Rising Star series is what it's called. It's going to be in Arcadia, Florida on October 11th. It's the Kevin McLaughlin Band, along with Jason Montero as a special guest. He'll be opening up for us. And this place is super cool. It is right in smack dab in the middle of the downtown area, where the best antiquing in Florida is. And we went there the other day. They're actually widening the roads in preparation of our show. It is incredible, the welcome that this place is giving us.
I thought it was because you had a big ass and you couldn't hold to fit down that road.
No. I went to the doctor, and he let me turn in my wide load shirt. I can just drive down normal without an escort. But it's going to be so much fun. This place is one of the last of the original opera houses operating in the United States. It was built in 1900-something. And it's haunted. Clearly, if you didn't hear that thunder in the background, there are forces at work here that are conspiring to do us good. And, they've got haunted tours over there. It's really a cool spot. And if we're successful, we're going to just fill that place and have a blast. October 11th at 7 p.m., right? Yeah, Friday, October 11th at the Heard Opera House, the Rising Star Concert Series. So there's that. Oh, it's only $10 to get in. Yeah, and you can buy tickets online at the website where they're selling tickets, wherever that is. It's on Eventbrite, actually. And, so that is going on. Tracy and I have ventured into the world of concert promotion. Of course, the most important promoting that we're doing right now is of the Riffs and Rhythms Festival. Last month we did the Day Out of Time Festival.
Yep.
And there's more and more coming down the line. Tracy's actually here. She's off camera. She's our off camera.
We're marging Tracy
producer.
tonight.
We're marging Tracy. So before we go on, let's just
all right, here we go.
toast to a full year of Riffs and Rhythms.
Here. So this is the Riffs and Rhythms cocktail.
I hope this tastes good.
You not sure, Tracy?
I don't know. I kind of like it.
You got a little bourbon.
With it had like Sprite or some kind of a
Little,
A little 7.
Oh,
next to
well,
them.
or we could put the bubbles in, and we could have our burr bubbles.
You're fixated on burr bubbles.
Hey, it's better than fur bubbles.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole website unto itself.
At go to WebMD and type in burr
Yeah, I've
bubbles
got
and see
burr bubbles.
what's the cure for burr bubbles.
Be like, turn yourself in immediately. Not to the hospital. This is drinkable. This is drinkable.
Yeah, this is the first time trying it here, and limited resources here in the studio here. But I think it's
And in true fashion with the Riffs and Rhythms podcast, we just worked this out a half an hour ago.
yeah. It's not, but you know what's really what's coming through is the bourbon. You can really taste the bourbon in this, but maybe a little too much lemon. You think?
Yeah.
No, you think that's fine?
Yeah, but it tastes like it seems like the taste is trying to go in two different directions. It hasn't amalgamated into a single flavor. It's still all the separate flavors.
You taste the whiskey at first, but then the rum comes behind.
Yep, the rum comes behind it, and then the amaretto and the bitters come.
So
at the end.
so if we get the rum at the bourbon front forward tasting, do we maybe up the rum?
I don't know. I don't think that'll
Ooh.
change the flavor. It'll just change your vision sooner.
That's true, right? Yeah. See, look, I don't even need glasses. I see 20/20. I can see into the future, actually.
That's awesome.
The future says I'm going to get fucked up on this.
Well, it is good fucking bourbon.
That's right.
A little tweaking, and this
little
would be very
There
refreshing.
actually might be some. There might be some soda in there. There might be some 7-Up, the little fizzy stuff in there. We can maybe try it on round 2. So we'll see how it goes. So again, we're going to be here a while. But anyway, so yeah. So let's get right to it here.
Well, let
Oh,
me go back to
get
all the
excited.
things that are going on with me. 'cause
sorry. I'm not
There's a
even-
couple of more.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. I just last week, I was excited to finally enter the elite group of artists who have recorded at Raincat Studios. Yes, I did, and it was good. So I'm upgrading my promo package, so I can have more professional-looking
I
photographs.
bet you Tracy's happy about that.
Yeah, yeah, she is. She doesn't have to she doesn't have to smudge up her glasses anymore to make me look like a. Anyway, so did a photo shoot and recorded 3 songs with the live video and audio at the same time. Because in preparation for this project, I tried doing lip syncing, and it was awful. It was awful. I felt like the biggest poser in the universe. And I realized I'm a horrible actor. I will need some practice to get that together. But for this particular, it's not. So soon, my visual and audio promo pack is getting updated. And the reason for that is because my artist development crew, based out of the UK, is going to utilize that upgraded image to book a tour in the UK in May of 2025, if it goes the way it's supposed to.
Okay, that's right. We've talked about it, folks. Here, so again, this is really happening. So
Yeah, I don't talk about this anywhere but here. I told Paul, because he's my friend, and I was like, don't tell anybody. And then 2 minutes later on the podcast, he's like, yeah, I heard you go to the UK. Like, okay.
shh, don't tell anybody. Nobody watches this anyway.
Yeah, that's right. So nobody knows. But yeah, that's pretty cool to be going on a tour of the UK. I've never been that far east before.
But you know what's really cool too is, again, and if you're listening to this episode here, this is one of the cool things is conning Kevin and Brad into joining this craziness, this circus. But we've got listeners on the podcast, the audio podcast, that are not just here in South Florida. We've got people that are all over the country, all over the world.
All over the world. As a matter of fact, we found out that we've got a reason to go to Costa Rica because 16% of our viewer base is in Costa Rica.
Last episode, we had listeners on the audio podcast in the U.S., obviously, Sweden, Norway, and Brazil.
Cool.
I think one of Brad's recent episodes was he hit all the continents except for Antarctica, obviously, right? I know he's down there, but that's kind of a cool thing to know that your voice has been heard in another continent. And unless people are running VPN software that's spoofing their locations, but I'm going to take it.
What? No. Nobody goes to that much trouble.
Don't got time for that. We got no time for VPNs.
So yeah, and it's exciting to get heard around the world. But for me to go and perform, it was the English guitar players who I learned how to play blues from. I was introduced to the blues with Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, all the guys that were associated with John Mayall back in
Right.
the day. And they in learning how to do that, I was directed to the American blues artists that were right here. So now I get to take that influence and go bring it back to them. So that's going to be cool. Like, I have no idea where Eric Clapton lives, but I'll probably be, it's not that big. I'll probably be right around the corner from his house, and I'll be playing in the same area that my original guitar guru came from.
So during this trip, and I know, I of course, I've never toured, so I only speculate is because I'm, watching all these home videos, VHS of bands on tour and so forth, but how much time to be able to fit in between to stop and see some of the things that while you're there, right? It's one of those, do I have a chance to go and be back here sometime in any time in the future to be able to go to places or play in places like when we went to Memphis, right? We went back but we went into the studio there, Sun Studio, and it was like, it was like I don't want to say a religious experience, but it was definitely an experience, So places in the UK, as you said, where these guys cut their teeth on performing. Jimi Hendrix was big in the UK as well too, right?
Yeah,
We
were talking about going to see Stonehenge, talking about going, all of the places that you think of in the UK. And so it's a solo tour, just me and my acoustic guitar, but then it's going to, the finale show is going to be in London with a band. So I'm going to hopefully be able to hook up with some UK musicians that are capable of playing my songs. And we're going to bash it out and have a great time.
So if you go to Stonehenge, remember it's 6 feet, not 6 inches.
Yes, that's correct.
So if you don't get the reference, watch Spinal Tap, please.
Spinal Tap. Yes, and from what I understand, they're in production for a new Spinal Tap movie.
If you go to the UK, you could be in that movie.
I could. Have to get with Christopher Guest and see if I can sit in.
That's right. So now, for me, I'll go because they always need a new drummer to blow up or something happen to their drummers, right? So no, that's really exciting, man. So 2025. So, I'm going to go back here. I know we haven't started talking about some of the past episodes, but we're coming through to it. Remember when we started off this year? 2024, the year of more. You remember that?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
2024 has been the year of more. I spoke that into reality, didn't I?
See, there you go. You look back now and say, well, okay.
So does even more rhyme with 25? No.
You're going to jive
I have
at
to
25?
figure out something. We're going to have to figure something out.
Let's stay alive in 25.
Yeah, no, I want my goals to be a little higher than that. Although that's on the list.
Yeah, we'll figure out whatever it goes with
Hard to
here.
have fun when you're dead.
I know. Well, hey, look, I'm not wishing this on you, but look how many musicians become more popular when they're dead. So I'm not wishing that on you, but I'm just saying.
So later this month, the Treasure Coast Blues Society will be having the local blues challenge. At which I feel like at the fair, I need to take my ribbon off and hand it to the other guy. But
there's a tiara. You get to keep the tiara.
I get to keep the tiara and the wooden plaque. But as you know, you were there, Paul.
Yep.
There with us in Memphis. The Kevin McLaughlin Band represented the Treasure Coast at the International Blues Challenge in Memphis, Tennessee. And so we're going to pick another one with secret judges.
Ooh.
It's going to be this.
I like that.
It's going to be a really cool, really good bands, and it's going to be great. That is in September. Let me look it up so you can all go.
Yeah. So I know the date here. Just confirm is. But I think I talked with Jose, our past guest on the episodes 50 and 51, JJ Rivera, and I think he's out of town. He's not going to be able to make it. Or no, I take that back. It wasn't JJ. I'm mixing up a Puerto Rican with a white guy. So actually, I think it was Mike Farrow. Actually. I knew somebody told me recently. I just couldn't remember who. But, yeah, I think Mike Farrow was going to be out of town. So he just was like, damn, I couldn't do it. I said, yeah, that'd be a great thing. So, but, I said, yeah. I told him, I said, you should come up to the open mics here and come out and play and, get out there, go to shindigs, every every month that you do an open mic there at Shindigs as part of the Treasure Coast Blues Society. You know, as you've heard us talk about it, is I've been there a couple times here.
Yeah, just an indication of how much is going on. I tried to open my calendar to see when the local blues challenge is, and there was a request if the band was free for a certain date, so that's why I was distracted. But
He's so busy.
it's Sunday, September 29th.
Okay, there you go. So that'll be still before the Opera House show.
It'll be this weekend. No, September 29th.
Oh, it's coming up real
That's
quick.
this weekend.
No,
Next week.
That's this weekend.
we're here.
Yes, we're here.
No, we're the 18th. That's why the red little square on the phone says the 18th. I'm just.
What day does this get released to the public?
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, very good. See, we're Tracy and I are on the same page, and
You're such a drummer.
I forgot. I'm having a good time. I'm
I
living.
tried.
Yes, as you guys know, we tape these. If you haven't known by now and you've been watching this, you know that we tape these in advance, and we try to at least line up the dates and references going forward. But yes,
Fix it in
well,
Yeah. Cut out the Paulness.
yeah, I have to now watch all
All right,
this.
so-
Where are we in the time? Where are we in the timestamp here? So I don't know.
So rewind. Look, it's next weekend.
Whoa.
Yeah, realistic.
That's right. If you're listening to this will be dropped this episode on Tuesday next week.
Yeah. Our episodes don't drop. Once people watch them, they drop their phone.
They thud. Like, oh my God. Who,
Yeah,
the hell-
they
who lets these guys behind a camera?
All right. So yeah,
Okay.
what else? There's
No.
other stuff that I got going on. I have no idea what.
No, there's just again, it's amazing to look back. I think that sometimes is, for me, my day job, it's like something that you always gotta have reference points to look back and had to. Am I progressing in the right direction? Am I performing? And am I achieving? Am I setting goals? Am I reaching those goals? So even though it might be a pain in the ass at times to kind of do those things, you always should have goals. And I think you've been hitting the marks all year long here, Kevin. Everything from the Memphis tour, that we talked about there, releasing,
Releasing the live album.
yeah, that's, see, look, you look back,
That's one of the
retrospect.
things.
Yeah, this is what we're looking at, retrospect. I don't got shit to retrospect about. It's all about Kevin. I got a very boring life because I'm too busy editing software.
It's
and
because
things.
I'm the guitar player.
Yes. So, and you can see who anchors this show here. He's the eye candy.
What? That thing's working. Oh my.
So yeah, so you're releasing stuff, you're touring, the day at a time, your first festival, you're working on your second, promotional show there in the Opera House, and then your third one, the big festival here that the festival idea for the Rhythms and Rhythms Music Festival. Right, that was the whole idea. It was like, hey, let's do something for the anniversary. Let's do something for making a year, and we are throwing all sorts of ideas around. And I mean, we even talked about going through and saying, hey, do we want to do a gunslinger or guitar slinger challenge again?
Yeah.
And we talked about that and regional levels, and and
We
so
could turn that into a whole nationwide contest.
oh, for sure. So
For mere $500, you and your band can show up in Stuart, Florida.
that's right, yeah,
Compete with the other guitar slingers.
and not get paid, but you got to pay us. So
No, that's
something like
that's
that.
lame. No, we're not doing that. But yeah, and I've got a super. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I've got a super secret. One of the songs I recorded. It's in one of the things that we needed to do was a song that was completely unlikely, a cover tune that there's no way anyone would ever guess that I would do it. And so as a result, you can tell that I'm not that innocent. I did it again. Oops. It's pretty toxic. And if you can't tell who the artist is, then, Google it up.
I was actually thinking somebody more about who would be kissing a girl and liking it. So I was actually pretty damn close in my mind.
Yeah, but
where
that's
you're-
not very surprising if I was to sing that song.
Do you like?
Not much of a twist in that story.
Yeah. It'd be weird if you switched it around and people thought you were kissing other people. But okay, that's very cool. So let me ask you this then: the songs you recorded, other than the one you just were hinting there, the other two, will they be performed at the music festival?
That is a good question. One of them for sure.
Okay, because I ask because our friends, Red Calling, right? They had been working, and again, I just recently taped an episode with Chris America, drummer for Red Calling. Again, this is a cool crossover thing between the podcast. Chris had mentioned that they've been recording, and they have new songs that they're going to be playing at
They're
the
going to
festival.
debut their new songs at the Riffs and Rhythms Festival.
That's what they said.
How cool is that?
So I mean, so again, like I said, I'm really excited about this festival. Just as a fan, I know we're very involved in it. Again, we're really wanting to help promote the community here. We are part of it moving forward, and
One aspect of this festival that we haven't really not been promoting is that we will be live podcasting during
That's right.
the event.
That's right. Yes, yeah. So we'll be going through on entertaining folks. As long as Kevin doesn't have to get up from his seat to yell at people to get on and off the stage, we'll be fine. But I like to actually.
There'll be some of that.
Cool. So we make sure get your cameras out there because you will definitely have TikTok-worthy videos of Kevin yelling at artists to get
I
the fuck off the stage.
I have no mercy when it comes to being a stage manager. I have literally tossed. crap
I've been
off
warning
the
people.
stage.
I've been warning people. I've been telling us Kevin's going to be. He goes, if you take longer, you still have 40 minutes, and you run over your time.
So I'll give you a story about how I handled this. Millions of years ago, I was doing sound on Clematis Street, and it was like out behind Respectables. They called it like Club 308 or whatever. It was the Outback patio, and a bunch of kids. And they were all set up, and I'm like, listen, you guys have until, they were supposed to play like 8, and they had till 9. I was like, you guys can take as long as you want to set up, but you will stop on time. You can use all your time to set up and then just not play, or you can set up fast and play. It's up to you. But the only thing they heard me say is, you can take all the time you want to set up. So they all sat down, start drinking. And they went up to play, and I'm like, okay, you guys got 10 minutes left for your show. And their father got all upset at me. I'm like, I told them in very plain English that they will stop. I don't care what time that they start, but they will stop on time. I've got another 8 bands to play tonight, and we are not going to be late. And they were like, oh. So, there's Mercy stays at home when I'm a stage manager. I don't care how pretty you are or how famous you are off the stage when I say you are off the stage.
I think Mercy is at the Rachel Strip Club.
Mercy, yeah, she's a fairly good dancer from what I hear.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it.
I
man.
mean, but
We're running a
honestly,
tight ship here.
you have no choice because we've got 9 hours to have 9 bands play.
Right. So, yeah, so look forward to it. So they're also ticket sales still available. Go to the website, riffsandrhythms.com.
And here's another cool aspect of the Riffs and Rhythms Festival.
This is very exciting. I think I know what you're going to say.
Promo codes.
Yes.
So, in order to help the bands get credit for their marketing skills, what we have decided to do is every band has gotten their own promo code. So they can give that to their fans. And whenever anyone uses a promo code, you get $1 off of your ticket, and that dollar goes to the band. So truly cool. You invite, a bunch of people, let's say 100 people show up and use your promo code, then the band gets an extra $100.
So, all right, guys. So those are the bands that are listening and watching this, right? This is big for you, right? I mean, it's a paid gig. First off, right?
Yep.
These artists are getting
paid.
You get an opportunity to make more money through. I mean, I know $1 doesn't sound a lot, but again, like Kevin said, if you sell 50, 100, 200 more tickets, that's more money in your pocket that we're giving you for those opportunities. And again, I know it's a give and take kind of thing but it's still money. And then third, better get your merch game working too. There's going to be a merch opportunity.
Yeah, merch.
table.
Everybody gets there's going to be a big merch booth right by the front door.
Right. Yeah. So
then, I had a thought. It went away. We're really promoting Florida original music.
Yep.
And we're doing it in such a way that bands can control how much they're going to make. Really help you tune up your marketing skills. get a lot of
Yeah.
people to come. You get rewarded for it.
And there's a lot of really cool things that I know we're still roughly 2 months away, but I mean these 2 months are going to go by real fast. We all know that, right? And but there's already some cool stuff happening here outside of tickets, outside of vendors, outside of all these things. But we had reached out to somebody reached out to us who's going to do some photography for the festival. Again, and so it's great at no cost, right? He wants to be part of this. But again, if you're some of the bands that are performing, you guys can work some of that out. If you want to do some promo stuff with this guy, you guys figure that stuff out. But I mean, this is kind of some cool stuff that people are trying to come together. I think a lot of people believe in this. There's a really big opportunity for these kinds of things to kind of grow. I mean, even our bartender guy, he's very kind of digging this idea that what we could do with this, right? So there's a lot of really cool things. And then also too, I just saw this just the other day. This was kind of really super cool breaking news, guys. Raincat Studios. You want
Right? Absolutely. I'm texting my booking agent. He's wanting to talk to me, but he has to wait. So yeah, Raincat Studios. While I was in there, I was like, Brian and Jeff have appeared on the
Right on the couch, yeah.
right there on the couch, and so I was like, man, I wish you guys could play. You guys are part of the Riffs and Rhythms family. We'd love to have you be involved in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if you want to sponsor it or whatever. And they're like, I think we do. Let me think about that, or what we want to do. So what they've decided to do, and this is a great idea, if I do say so myself, and I do, they are providing a $250 gift certificate for Raincat Studios. And that gift certificate goes to the band who has the most promo code usage.
Wow. So that could theoretically include you as well?
It theoretically includes me as well.
Okay.
I'd hate to be the one who's winning, but who gets it, but I'm currently in the lead with promo code usage.
All right, guys. Time to step it up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you just got to market it. Market the event. If you want to be a band that is out playing originals, nobody's going to come see it unless you invite them. Nobody's going to know what's happening until you promote it. So promotion is the key to success in any kind of entertainment industry.
So definitely we're giving a lot of opportunities for our bands, performers. Excuse me. Again, this is a very communal Florida thing. I'm going to show you some new merch ideas I was thinking about for the show that is a little Florida tie to it. So just hang tight with it. I'll show you too after the show. But yeah, so guys, if you're listening, if you live here in South Florida, Central Florida, a lot of the bands are already promoting. Some of them are really promoting hard, pushing, this event. We got Red Calling coming from Tampa, right? Now we're locally here in the South Florida area. 99% of the bands on this, eight out of the 9 bands live here in the South Florida, Treasure Coast area, St. Lucie, and so forth. But, we've got a band that's coming from Tampa, right? That's really excited about, and I think that was what we've talked about in the show previously, is a lot of bands are excited to be able to perform their own music, their own original music, which is very rare, right? So this is a really cool event, and we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, so tickets are being sold all over. The farthest away tickets have been sold are people in Memphis, Tennessee.
What?
People in St. Augustine have bought tickets.
Wait. Did we got people coming from Memphis?
I don't know if they're in Memphis and they're coming from Memphis,
Oh.
or they're from Florida and they bought their tickets while they're on vacation in Memphis.
Or it's VPN again?
But they were bought in Memphis, yeah. Yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
There's some sales in Tampa. There's some sales in St. Augustine. There's some sales in Orlando. There's some sales in Fort Lauderdale and Miami. So these are cities that are hours away from the festival.
So let me ask you this. So how many tickets, roughly, you don't have to give me a number, but kind of approximate, that have not used a promo code? So that should go to us then, right? Oh, well, I guess theoretically it is.
Well, technically, only about half of the sales have used a promo code.
Okay. Guys, Ken, if you see a band that you're interested in and you want to put that code in there, But again, I'm not going to give you the code. Somebody else's code, guys.
The code can't be had when you go to the website. The band has to give you the code.
Yep. Right.
You
right,
can't look up the code.
Right. So
You got to keep to the code.
Yeah, that's right. Oh boy, I have an awesome reference to that. So stay tuned in the next episode.
So hold
Trust-
on.
Trust me.
One of our features is Tales from the Road, and I just recalled it's not my tale, but I just recalled a marketing tale from the road, and it's a really good one. So I can't remember if it was it wasn't Black Sabbath. I think it was Ozzy Osbourne, where it was like his first show in London since the Diary of a Madman tour.
Great album.
And ticket sales were slow. They weren't happening. He wasn't selling, whatever their goal was. They were way off of it. So his manager, what they decided to do was they paid a bus driver, and they painted an advertisement for the show on the roof of a bus, and they paid a bus driver to have an accident in Trafalgar Square, the primary traffic hub of London. He just blocked off the whole thing, got out of the bus, and left. And so it was the most horrific traffic incident that London had ever seen in human history. And the traffic helicopters were focusing on the bus, and all of England saw an ad for the concert, and they didn't pay anything except for the painting and bribing the bus driver. And I thought that was genius.
So what are you trying to say here, bro?
I'm saying we need to get some paintbrushes and find a bus and run it off of the road.
Well, between the exits we're currently at here off at I-95 and the next exit up is about 10 to 15 miles of known accident space, so that always causes the tie-up. So,
Well, every 10 minutes when there's a multi-car pileup, we'll just run out and slap a sticker on the top
that's
of it.
right, man. That's right. So yeah, so we're gonna be working with all of our folks here, part of the festival, getting posters out there. Very similar to the posters here, like the Heard Opera Festival, Heard Opera House.
The Heard Opera House for the Rising Star Concert Series.
So we're gonna be doing the same thing, getting the posters out here for the local here for our festival. That's actually pretty. It's always crazy that people come up with these ideas to get free promotion, to get the word out there, or whatever it may be. So all right. So stay tuned. Let's see what happens. So all right. So I'm not sure how much time we've got going on here, but
So we got to go over like some old clips of
I know, yeah.
from the original beginning.
we started at 7. Okay. So all right. So we got about 20 minutes. We're gonna go a little quick recap here of some of the clips here that we've got on the show. We're going to go through our social media here and do a little recapping of some of the clips that we put out on social media and on our Instagram page. If you're not following, go ahead and follow the Riffs and Rhythms Instagram page. We've tried to put some funny clips from the episodes on there. The very first video that we put out there, because most of today in social media is all about Reels. Reels is the new thing on Instagram. It's not about pictures anymore. It's about Reels. So we do a lot of pictures here. So this is called the podcast your mother warned you about was this episode here. So that's our first episode there, introducing the podcast.
So we need some Irish step dancers to come in here and do a reel.
For sure. We could definitely do that, man. So the Irish festival's coming up, right? Oh, no, that's not until March.
No, this week is officially halfway to St. Patty's Day.
Oh, well, oh boy. Does that mean you drink half as much?
No.
Okay. So this clip was from October 4th, 2023. Yeah, so it's kind of
The
crazy.
first one wasn't your best.
All right, well, thank you. So again, here's our next one here. When you find out about the new podcast here, Riffs and Rhythms podcast.
Yep.
Action.
And here's our next one.
Wow, you're not allowed to use the R word. Did you call me a record?
I called you a record. It's riffs and
Rhythms, and he called me a record.
you're a record.
What the hell is that record?
Yes, he called me the R word. So we had fun with those kind of clips here. Another one here.
I have not had a mojito in a long time, but the last time I drank mojitos, I was in Mexico, and they had to call for international aid because I drank all the mojito in Mexico. We were in Cancun, and there was boats coming up on the beach with mojito.
While you were pouring that can, it sounded like somebody was taking a leak. The microphones are really good.
That's true. I literally drank the entire resort out of mojito.
Oh.
Oh man.
This is some old. Do you remember some of this stuff?
I remember it all.
Oh,
As
this
if it was last year.
clapping on the 1 and the 3.
Hi, do you suffer from forgetting shit?
You have trouble concentrating. There's a squirrel.
You have trouble constipating. No.
Have you ever stayed focused for more than what was that?
And here's
Hi, do you
here's our
suffer
episode here talking about. I think this one was with Brad here. There's no more music in porn videos.
There's really not a whole lot of music in porn videos anymore.
You guys should work on that.
It used to be that there was lots of Baum Chicka Wow Wow going on.
You guys are missing out here.
The only porn soundtracks that I like are the ones that go.
Wow.
You like the kind of porn videos where the clowns jump out of the car and run in a figure 8 for a little while first?
Oh, they're jumping out of the car all right.
To get away from you.
Brad
maybe.
Brock was our first guest.
That's right. So there was what? So that was episode 14. Jesus. All right. So here now we're hitting the new year. Here we're turning the corner here.
So at least you didn't pick something like go to the gym and you show up the first week and then the gyms are packed and then like everyone else.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. I don't see you working out.
You've
really.
never heard of a mass shooting in a gym in February. It's no one to shoot at.
Wow. So hopefully we don't get flagged for that video. No, we're just making a joke. Okay, don't get all your panties in a
Yeah, you
twist.
don't say mass shootings on a podcast because
Yes.
they'll flag you. If
Yes.
you say mass shootings over and over again.
I'm not sure if that aged well,
So, at least
considering where we're at today. Oh boy.
I'm not a linguist.
Cunnilingus.
Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a linguist.
You ever seen that Saturday Night Live episode with Christopher Walken, Colonel of the South, and his name was Colonel Lingus?
We haven't seen Colonel Angus around these parts for years. I can't wait to meet him. Daddy, they say all the women folk love Colonel Angus.
I don't know why people make such a big fuss over Colonel Angus.
We got all of our clips here. Or Christopher Walken.
Yes,
Right?
Colonel Angus.
See a pattern for me.
Oh, Colonel Angus, you old carpetbagger.
Colonel Angus, what brings you to these parts? I'm headed down south.
Humidity.
How far south are you headed?
Prefer the deep south.
Tap me.
I like the heat, the humidity. And if I overstay my welcome, just tap me on the head. Call me by my given name.
Oh, Eno, I so love the sound of Colonel Angus, but I guess I could give Anal Angus a try. Well, I think Colonel Angus is delightful. You won't after 45 minutes.
No.
Yeah, are you a
can only
Cunnilingus?
drink so much,
Actually,
Colonel Angus.
No
He
comment.
made that his whole
Cunnilingus.
stage persona.
That's right. He's Billy's turned into Colonel Angus.
Colonel Angus.
Oh boy. So yeah, look at that here.
There's us in Memphis. Oh, no, that's not us. That's
That's right. That's the band we had on there.
Shaylin.
Shaylin, that's right. Florida band also. And I had interviewed their drummer Dave Colella on the Drums and Runs podcast. So
Yeah. That was a good interview.
Yeah, Piper and Hard Times. No, not Piper and Hard Times. No, I'm mixing up the bands.
Shaylin.
I'm mixing my bands up. Sorry,
I
guys.
just did say Shaylin.
I know. That's
Nobody listens to me anymore.
Yeah, what? Oh, there we go. So then again, some more videos here. Again, we're asking the question: is it a riff or is it the rhythm?
Ooh, that was the finals.
This is Leon of Twice as Nice and Never Too Young. Some fucking good music that week, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. The best of the best. Yeah, I call it the Super Bowl of unsigned blues bands.
So then,
You can't force the blues.
That's right. You cannot force the blues.
I told you can't force the blues.
Yeah, but you didn't say that this would happen.
Ah!
Oh.
Oh, I gotta look out of the way there. What are you looking at? What? I'm not this old. And I'm Jeff. I'm Jeff Daniels. I'm a white guy from Michigan. Not anymore, brother. Ooh, did that look like
you can't force
That was
the blues.
hilarious.
Episode 18. Isn't that crazy? Looking back here. So, this was rolling in here our Valentine's episode.
Again, hard first thing in the morning. Absolutely. Flowers.
That's what we're talking about for sure.
I love a man to take the time just to think about me. So whether it's a card, chocolates, a massage, whatever, it should be done right away, though, as soon as you wake in the morning. You should not wait till the end of the day to give your lover. That's just my opinion. When I wake in the morning, I want that stuff right there. I don't want to be wondering like all day if he remembered.
That's good advice. So I've done that and it backfired on me. Saved it till the end of the day.
Oh boy. So here we'll catch up here. There's our boy Jake.
Playing some Beatles. That's a good arrangement.
Some good stuff there by Jake. He,
One of the people at the festival.
Jake will not be at the
No.
festival.
no.
They were booked.
Again, when you're on the road, there's a lot of time to burn. We found this wooden sign. We spent a whole afternoon with a pocket knife writing a very eloquent phrase, "Show us your tits." We went to the craft store, got some paints.
Oh, you had a lot of time in your hands. Then.
Yeah. Our tour manager at the time was kind of a greenhorn. I'm just saying, greenhorn tour managers, sometimes you end up with 3 days, between gigs.
Episode 23. So we're almost at halfway point at that point, right?
Yeah.
So, this is his story, I think.
Last time I put my hilarious bits online, I lost a girlfriend. The to-do list here, it says there should be hilarious bits.
You have hilarious bits? Gross.
Are we supposed to talk about I have hilarious bits? This is embarrassing.
Visit
Well,
Kevin's
My
OnlyFans
bits
page.
are- That's right. Yeah, it's called Hilarious Bits. Make sure you use the magnifier on your phone to watch that episode.
Yeah, www.hilariousbits.com there. So, and check out Kevin's Hilarious Bits. So,
What? Did
What?
you just say check out Kevin's Hilarious Bits?
Yes.
All right, so we're almost halfway here, right? Oh, this is a
really
great
famous
story.
person when I was at Leon, and I'm going to keep
Oh,
his
we have to
name
wait
quiet.
till
This guy
part
had
two.
a handler, and
I'm not sure what happened to part 2 though, but look at that little shout out there to. I know that guy.
New Music Friday.
That's right. So let me look back there. So does that feel like March is when that dropped? You believe that, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh,
It's doing well. Music all over the world.
Give me that. There you go. Hey,
Oh,
we just
so we've been
finished
drinking
taping an
Stolock
episode of
since,
Riff and Ben's podcast there. So top 10 drum fills there. But we enjoyed this episode with some Stolock whiskey there. What did you think of this whiskey, Kev?
Actually, it was really good.
So-
It had a very complex flavor.
So you're good
Even though
acting.
it's
You're,
really
see,
high
but
proof,
see, you're not acting there.
it's-
That's
it's
it.
Not too much.
Yeah, I can't act. I can just be real.
Yeah.
It really has it's got multiple aftertastes. And I've been on a whiskey mission. I've been drinking a lot of high quality stuff, and this is actually really good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got a really complex, like you said, great taste and all that. So
Wait, I wanna be
Jeez,
here, too.
Mr. Diva here.
So check out Rips and Rhythm podcast there. Check out Stoluck Whiskey. Check out House of Wine.
Tracy, did he act like this at that photo shoot?
Cheers.
Well, we
There you go.
we didn't enjoy that as much as we do now because look how much is still in the bottle.
I know. It's.
For me,
And this is-
I would actually.
this
I'm
is a
going to
great
shout
episode
out.
where we,
I've never met
you know, a
him,
guest
but we just
connecting a
we know
guest,
each other
right?
over the internet, almost like we've known each other over the internet.
Yep.
But recently, Brian Hill from Bubble Ups Guitars turned me on via Instagram or whatever to Blue Magic Strings, which I've started stringing up all the guitars in the studio with, and I'm so happy with. So MVP of the week for me is going to be Brian Hill from Bubble Ups Guitars. Thanks for the tip. Huge game changer. I never really cared that much about strings. I was always kind of like whatever's laying around.
Yeah, I have become.
And man,
a
I tell you, it
Blue
makes a
Magic
huge.
Strings user.
I love them. Their
Brian came
tonality.
on,
they're
remember?
just
He gave me that set,
right?
and I took them with the agreement that I would do a YouTube review, which I did, and he played it for the owner, and he was like, "Oh, that's great, good job." And it's actually gotten a pretty good amount of hits.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Here's
I want to do an MVP shout out.
Yeah,
and it's a legacy shout out. I'm going to
Okay.
give you both credit for this.
Okay.
So, being the totally mentally organized guitar player that I am, I do solo shows, and I don't put everything I need for the show in the right bag. But I showed up to a gig and I did not have a microphone to sing. So I did an emergency SOS on Facebook. These guys showed up. I'm doing like the first set instrumental. I was just about to run out of songs, and you showed up with a microphone in your hand. So you saved my whole show.
Worst feeling in the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible.
So yeah. So there's. Oh, hold on. We'll do the last one here, and then we'll take a
Jeff
little pause here.
We were at Welcome to Rockville, and we saw two bands back to back, and I'm not going to call out any names. Okay, one of them was
Playing tracks, baby. I could
so
tell from 2,000 feet
heavily,
away, man.
so heavily show taped that it was just
Really?
Oh yeah, I don't even know if those drums were. I don't even.
Tells how you really feel.
Yeah, well, these guys got the ears. Brian's
So,
got some
yeah.
great ears.
So there we have it as a half of the year's little recap in social media that we've gone through, and it's actually fun. Was kind of going back and seeing some of those clips that
That was a lot of fun.
yeah. So kind of it's like wow. Again, we started off this podcast on the couch, and then it turned into the guest couch, and we're here now where we're at, and we've been at for a while. So the show's kind of evolved, and I see the show still making tweaks and adjustments and evolution and so forth. And again,
It'll be getting better all the time.
yeah, that's what you got to do is kind of keep stepping up your game and so forth.
So this first half of the anniversary episode is starting to come down to a winding stop here.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
So I've got to say that it's been a pleasure spending this year on the podcast with you. And I'm looking forward to next year being even bigger and better.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just wait when we recap in a year from now the things that have happened over the next year.
Next year recap's going to be so much better. Even though this one was good. So I've got months. I've got 3 months to work on. 25 is the year of.
I say you bring back jive. 25 is the year of jive.
No.
Blues jive. Hand jive.
The year of live. Maybe we could do some live.
I like that. That's right. It's about live music.
Live. Yeah, it's
Year
definitely
of
about live music.
2025, the year of live music.
Yes.
Something like that there. Yes.
It'll be something.
Something there.
That's good. Something that's better than we can think of at a moment's notice.
So let's go ahead and wrap this show up here. A little bit of something here, and
A little something.
a little something. That's
A
something.
little bit of Knox and Dunn.
That's right there. So We got to get him. We got to get Chris in here in the show too. So
Yes, we do.
we'll have him on the couch and interrogate him and talk to him. So
Proposed as the title sponsor.
That's
of
correct.
The entire event that we're going to be doing.
That's right. He's done a new updated show poster for us as well too.
Oh, good.
And I'm going to let him loose on maybe a festival T-shirt. He's really good about a lot of T-shirt stuff, and especially for his brand. So let's see what he can do with stuff like that. So cheers, everybody. Cheers. Congrats. Again, episode 52, 1 year of doing this podcast together with a great, again, Kevin, it's been a great friendship, along the way here. Again, I know we've I don't want to say we've gotten closer, but I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, we're still just as far apart as always.
That's right, yes.
It's like personal space right
That's
here.
right. Come on, give me a hug. Give me a hug.
Get away from me.
All right, cheers, brother. So, all right, thanks for tuning in to the podcast here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all those other things that I pretty much should have said at the beginning of the episode, but you know what you need. Cheers.